Salute to Alberta. Did any of your friends and neighbors that aren't in the game at all know what you were into or ever question you about what you were doing? Shit, the whole
What?
hood, the whole
Well,
city
that
knew.
yeah, I'm saying what neighbors, them little village are like, man. I would tell you, in little village, there was no bigger drug traffickers than my family, so the whole neighborhood knew shit. The whole fucking city knew. So and later on, the neighbors would find out when the cops would roll up and raid our houses later on when we weren't living there. But even in the south side when we lived in the south side, yeah, the neighbors knew. We're hard to miss, basically. I'm not just talking about me; I was talking about my family.
Right.
Again, I would say again, I think shit, you know what? Right now, it's just clarity's coming to me that people don't get it. Like we were your neighborhood, drug lords, I guess. Before I was born, when I was a kid. So my older brother, my cousins, at early age, and
Right. Whatever image was there was there.
yeah, like I just like I didn't make it. I had it before I could even imagine. I'm sure you're gonna have some people here that sometimes you do have people that right. I kind of grew up with it and tell stories.
Salutes. Appreciate you, Alberta. Thank you. Shout out Al the Pal. Guy saying that's whack. Everyone tough until the enemy catches them and getting tortured and crying. How many videos are these tough guys crying? I mean, that's something I say all the time. The irony of some of these guys that are known for depriving people the natural essentials that it takes to live, like water and food. And the moment they get caught after getting chased down and knocked over a fence, I'm thirsty. Give me something to drink. And I'm like, eh.
Wait,
You know what
what
I'm saying?
are you talking about Saul Rodriguez?
No, I wasn't talking about him. I was talking specifically about LaBarbie.
Oh yeah, Barbie. Yeah, but yeah, don't forget the reason I said Saul Rodriguez because they called him the crybaby killer, right? But this is what
Mm.
it is like. Like, look, someone made a comment that I hide my face, right? Or when they make comments like you weren't built for this and these gangster dudes and like, man, I'll pay for your plane ticket, bro, straight to Sinaloa. They'll take you, bro, with open arms, and take you in.
They could be part of the team.
Yeah, and I just think like, what do people think, bro? I grew up in a little village, all the stories you hear about me for a reason. Like, we didn't grow up somewhere else. We were in like in this bubble in little village, bro. That place you guys hear about, that was my home. Sinaloa, what you guys are seeing today, that was my life. You know what I'm saying?
How you been holding up since your wife been gone? How's the dad life treating you?
Man, well, I'm blessed. I will tell you, I'm blessed to be able to be a dad, to be able to, be that. I will tell you, people tell me that for everything we did when it came to drug trafficking and legitimate businesses and stuff like that, that you can handle being a single parent. Hey man, it tests you. It's not just the parent part. It's like everything else that comes with being a single parent. Besides me needing my wife and she's my partner and me missing her. Uh, you know, she's been the rock for a long time. It's like then there's the other side is like just having a partner at home to help you. I've been doing things that I've never done, and sometimes the simplest little things to me are like a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's been challenging. I will tell you that at the end of the night when I think about my days and I am proud of myself, and my wife is always reminding me of how much of a good job I'm doing, and as long as the kids are still alive, I think I'm doing pretty good.
As long as the kid's still breathing.
It's great. Like, of course, I'd rather have my wife, but like, I have those moments where we don't even think about it, and I see my kids worried about me too being alone, and that's cool. Like, sometimes they do stuff that they don't want to do with me just because I think they don't, want me to feel bad. Um, and my kids are a lot, they're a little older, but it's still meaningful. But I do feel guilty, like when we have these special moments where I know that my wife would have like she deserved to be there, and she can't. So.
Do you feel like Chapo or Maya would have turned you in if you wouldn't have turned them in? Was it a game of cat and mouse?
What if they had turned me in? No, I don't know about turning me in, but it's politics. You just never know. It's about them turning you in or them, you mess up or they wake up on the wrong side and, they decide to do worse. You know what I'm saying? And kill you. I'm not sure what's worse at the time, but yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, we know that they did stuff like that and they turn people in and then they turn the military on people. But don't forget, a lot of these people that were churning in doing those kind of stuff to where they're violent dudes. You get me? They're people that they use for other reasons, and that I do believe were could have been a potential threat to them as well. And the politics of it, you just don't know where you end up.
Jay, you ever do business in Aguascalientes or visit Aguascalientes? My family's from there.
Yeah, that was like our second home. We had a really big house there as well. It's a nice, clean city. There's a lot of chinos out there too, like real chinos. Yeah, but that's where we spent a lot of time. That's where we go to movies and do the restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah, that was like our second home. That was like the first city we lived in. Before we went to Guadalajara. So big shouts out to people from Aguascalientes.
Yo, Jay, why didn't you guys bust any plans in the Bay Area?
Yeah, I think it's logistical thing. We're looking for more profit, and California's always been like sold up in places. We would rather go to places where we could make a bigger profit, have more profit margin and stuff like that. For like a large part of our drug trafficking, we didn't mess with methamphetamines, and that's like the number one. Like that's their market there. Methamphetamines, I think, is after marijuana. So that wasn't our thing either. So
Shout out Albert Flores. He said, "How is it working with directors, producers, and having to deal with those types of personalities?" Watch your tone. I'm a producer, bro.
I would tell you something. It's difficult because you have someone we're so used to like doing business like by your word and stuff like that, and what we consider to be like the right way, and the business is just people who are just like full of it. And they're not always easy to deal with for the most part. And and then on the other side of it, it's kind of hard because I'm not like I can't articulate, or I don't think we're good enough to kind of like we're good in a way to be able to explain the life in the right way with the best in the easiest terms. And then they have their own ways because they've been in the business for such a long time that they think it has to be a certain way, how whatever they put in their head. You get me? So it's like that we're battling against their thoughts of and ideas of what you know the culture is or what the business is. You get me right, Shy?
Mm-hmm.
And then like that's difficult. And I'll tell you, I remember 50 be like, it's real easy. Don't think, write. Listen to him and write. It ain't hard. The stories we can't make them up. You get me? So yeah, that's a little bit difficult.
Did you always fly to Mexico, or did you have you ever drive down because you have to go through, I guess, enemy territories if you've ever done that? And it says, out of all the cars you've owned and driven on, what's the most memorable one and why?
Omar, bro, I drove more than I flew. We're just naive, man. It was one of those things that we knew we were enemy territory. We just like, we'll be okay. Which is probably stupid, but we did it. But we drove everywhere. We were doing that since we were kids, so we drove all the time. And I want to say the first thing that stands out to me, especially in cars, and I want to say this, like it's not gonna be what you think, but I think my brother will agree, was that we loved the cars that made money for us. And we had this, I remember Grand Prix where we used to like, it was like our work car. And man, I want to tell you, bro, like we bought the car brand new. We probably put 250,000 miles on it because we'd be riding that car all day. And I remember we used to be like, man, we don't want to retire it. It was like an important car for us. So I know you want me to tell you about the Lambos or the Ferraris and stuff like that, but I'm more thinking of the cars that were like historical for us and important. And I remember when my guy, he ended up taking the car and he kept using it. And he'll be like, man, we have to retire this, bro. We have to put it in the museum. And we used to say, how much money do you think that car made us, man? And we used to be like, shh. Yo, who knows? Just because we used to basically, we lived in it. We'd watch movies and we'd eat, hustle, do all kinds of, you could imagine. That's a memorable car. It was a two-door Grand Prix, GT. What is it? A GTR? What was it? GT something? Whatever it was. GTP. I think my brother's gonna agree with me on that one.
Dang, bro, crossing border Zeta territory back then in Illinois, USA license plates. Damn, bro, you very lucky. Rather done time than get caught by them.
Man, bro, we're gangsters, bro. What you talking about? They lucky they didn't catch us. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You like the way that sounded? No, no. Yeah, when you look back at it, yeah, we did some dumb stuff. I didn't recognize it.
Tony, tough guy over here. You know what he was acting like right there, y'all? That thumbnail from the last live we did, where they got them, where the AI got the Flores twins looking like they kill everything, like they just run through it. They don't even hustle. They just run through and kill shit. That's what they look like on that cover, boy. They was wilding. Shout out Ivan Levas. Blessings for the twins and their families. Hope y'all reunite soon. Respect for choosing your family over power.
Well, thank you for like just acknowledging it, but I think that that should be more of a common
No,
sense.
it was a comment. I'm giving it to you as a comment. I just didn't want to give out questions and
Okay, yeah, man. Well,
let shit
thank you
like that
for
go unnoticed.
recognizing. Yeah, I just want to make sure, like, look, man, it's this real life, man, and, you know, there's real things, you know, affect families and stuff like that, and thank God that He gave me the privilege and the, you know, and the insight to be able to, you know, and the foresight and just to, you know, be able to do the right thing and not to be selfish and not, you know, to consider everyone else and be able to make that tough, you know, decision and it allows me to have the family, you know. And remember, your family is whatever you make it.